everyone, this is Kanachi Arts and I do character designs and illustrations from the famous characters in comics, anime, and cartoons. And if that's your kind of thing, consider being part of this channel. Together, we can grow and improve our artistic skills. Okay, so for today's episode guys, this is a very special episode for me because I'll be sharing to you how I made an illustration for a magazine. Okay, so this illustration will be in the front page of a magazine because some time ago a person contacted me or messaged me to do an illustration for the front page of their magazine. So I'll be using my own character Lunavir for this illustration, and now I'll be showing you how I come up with her character design. Okay, so this video will be sort of like how to create an illustration and how to do character designs and what to keep in mind when doing them. Okay, let's go into the designs. Okay, welcome back guys. So what I'll be showing you now is a compilation of my ideas on Lunavir's design. Okay, so I made this ahead of time. So the first thing that you want to do, especially when you are designing your character, is to define your character. Okay, so how will you define your character? So simple. Give it a name and describe who he or she is. Okay, so first, in my case, her name is Lunavir, and her characteristics is strong / master, swordswoman, sexy / beautiful, serious, assassin, quiet, smart / tactician, and gifted. So those are the words that I'm trying to put in my mind to guide me in my design. Okay, so the next thing that you want to consider, especially when you are designing your character, is not to settle with your first idea. Okay, not to settle with your first idea. Instead, use your first idea as a foundation to define your character. Okay, so as you can see, this is my first design of Lunavir, and it goes from this and so on and so forth. Okay, so don't be afraid to settle or create more. Okay, because when you are creating more, you're producing more ideas that you may like. Okay, consider the unknown. Okay, consider the unknown, and then you will find the thing that will suit best for your character. Then the next thing that you want to consider is shapes. Okay, shapes helps you define your character in your design. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is using circles, triangles, and squares. Okay, so for example, in this design, okay, which I'll be using later for the illustration, I've used a combination of triangle and circles. What do I mean by that? So if you will take a closer look of this design, you can spot on various parts that shape like a triangle. Okay, it's in a triangle shape. Her overall body is in a triangle shape, and this clothing here is a triangle, and you can spot various parts that are edgy, which definitely define the meaning of using triangle shapes, because triangle shapes are used for defining a character that is evil and full of chaos. Okay, just like in Disney movies like Ursula, Maleficent, and those type of characters. Okay, then I contrast these triangles with circles, because circles define the character as a good person, caring. Okay, sort of like the protagonist in a hero's journey. Okay, so here are the circular shapes that I've input in my design here, and this clothing right here. and their overall body shape of Lunavir. Okay, so that's all for my tips in creating your character for your comic. So let's recap. Define your character, then consider your other ideas, don't settle with the first one, and then with the shapes. Okay, so now we will proceed to the illustration. Okay, I'll get back to you. Okay guys, so now here is our progress so far. So the thinking behind this composition is sort of like triangle shape type of composition, meaning you will use the shape of a triangle to define or to guide the viewer's eye into the main focus of your illustration. So for this thing, my main focus is the face, and the other parts of her body and the overall piece will be used to guide the viewer's eye, okay, into her face. Okay, so I'm gonna shade this thing and I'll get back to you. Welcome back everyone. So here is our progress so far. So in this stage, I'm gonna be putting a color balance to this piece. And the one thing that I want you to keep in your mind, especially when you are creating a color balance, is to balance the warm shadows from the cool lights and from the warm lights to the cool shadows, just like this one. Okay, so I'm gonna refine this thing and I'll get back to you. Welcome back everyone. So here is our progress so far. So before we are done with the illustration, I want to share to you two things for this piece. First is color dodge. Okay, so as you can see, that's the effect of color dodge. It brings more saturation, and if you want to light your illustration even more, you can use it. So this is color dodge. And Ross Draws, definitely use this all the time. Okay, and the other one is liquefy. So liquefy helps you adjust minimal parts of your illustration to the proportion and to the perspective. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this thing and I'll get back to you. Welcome back everyone. So now I'm done with the illustration, and I hope you learned something from it. And if you know anybody who is in need for the knowledge that I've shared to you, please share them this video, and let's hope that this will help them improve their artistic skills. Okay, and if you have any questions regarding to the topic that I've talked about in this video, how to create an illustration and doing character designs, let me know and I'll make sure to help you out in that case. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.